Hey friends, a big thank you to all of you who've been following along. We started this YouTube channel 2 months ago. We are almost at 300 subscribers. If you do enjoy the content, please consider subscribing below. It will mean a lot going forward, creating new content for you and staying afloat. Really big thank you to everyone who's watching. But now let's get into the video. I wanted to start the video off by showing you guys that we unfortunately stayed in Champions 2. Let's go over and check out the war results. As you can see, we ended up at second place. We lost the last war that could have gotten us the bonus in stars that would have put us in the first place. Unfortunately, that did not happen. Also, I failed an attack, which is very unfortunate. It came down to an overgrowth placement, which is very unfortunate. That didn't give me the 3-star, but we learned from our mistakes, and now it is really back to the main part, which is getting all of the supercharges done and pushing to legends. We do actually got a bonus because we were in the top 10 and those gets a bonus in our clan. We are over 1,000 medals, which is absolutely insane. I think there's an update coming, so I'm going to wait on purchasing anything. But besides that, the base in of itself looks like this right now. We have finished all of the Teslas. They are done in the sense that the first upgrade has been put down. The same for all of the air defenses. We are starting on the bomb towers, and once those are done, we have the wizard towers left. That is only for the first supercharge, so we still have the second layer. You know, there's 2 supercharges you can actually do. So once those are done, we can say that we are actually completely maxed, unless an update hits and we have to start all over again, which is also very nice. For the laboratory, we have the battle drill, which is the very last thing in here that needs an upgrade. 2 levels, so once this is done, 1 level, and then laboratory done. Now for today's video, I wanted to showcase Itsu's Super Hog army. It's really nice. I've used it before. He's modified it slightly, so we are going to try it again. I really like it. I like the hero dive aspect of it, and let's see what we can do with it. Obviously not in legends yet. That is coming, guys. And so what I understand about this is generally you want to just get as much of value as you possibly can. Where's the clan castle in this case? There we are. So we want to enter straight into that. So we could actually just wall break right as such. Then we could do this, send in the ice golem, king, and maybe even the queen, and then the log launcher. And then we can send in the, what's those called? Those are called Valkyries. And then we can pop the king ability and take out all of that. Then we can put a rage down right there on the king and the queen, getting as much value as we can. There are we triggering the invis spells, which is fantastic. Now you don't actually want to wait a whole lot of time before you actually get in with all of the main army. So we are just going to go straight in with the hog riders whilst everything is taken care of in the middle. The queen went off to the side, so we didn't get much from her, but that is actually okay. We are actually gonna heal on top of that bomb tower, and we are actually gonna put 2 of these, what are they called, headhunters in there. Now this seems to be a good time to use the warden spell, so we are gonna, or the warden, what's it called, the eternal tome ability. That was difficult saying. Let's freeze right there. That was a semi-good freeze. Let's use another heal on top of that. We have some top compartments going on. The Yetis are still trying to, usually use them for funneling, but you can also just send them in, as in this case where there was nothing to funnel. Wizards on the outside, we still have the Warden and the RC. We have 2 spells left as well, and the Hog Rider we can send in right there. Now, essentially what you want to do with this attack strategy is get the clan castle and just as much value with the hero dive as humanly possible, and then from there essentially what you want to do is just send in the warden with the hog riders and the RC, and then the rest is cleanup. Now it is a pretty overwhelming attack in most cases at least, but one of the things that you will see is that if you don't have the Yetis in the log launcher, then you might have trouble getting the value that you actually need in order to 3-star any Town Hall 17 base, because they really do get a lot of value. You saw that it took down the core, which was the double invis, spell tower, and the Town Hall. But there we go, first 3-star on the board. Let's go out and find another base. Now we have actually maxed out our treasury, so we are just going to collect that, just because we have in about 5 hours 2 builders freeing up, and we want to max our storage as much as we can. We can just quickly scroll down. We still have some bombs that we need to do, and then some traps in other aspects, and then from there it's just walls, and there we go, then we're done. So in about 2 months, I will say we are completely maxed out. In terms of superchargers, probably end of March, mid-March, I'll say, and yeah, you know, it's gonna go fast. Now this is actually, if I remember correctly, this is Itsu's base. You guys, if you've seen the video he did like a couple of weeks back on how he helped Judo Sloth push in Legends League, this is actually one of his bases. So that is kind of cool. Now what do we want to do? Probably just like this. Then we are going to use the skeleton spell kind of early, and then like so. This looks kind of good. Actually not. Let me send in a Valkyrie and 2 headhunters and another Valkyrie. There we go. Maybe that was okay. Let's actually use 2 wizards on the outside just to push things in if we can. Now let's rage that up right there. King went on the outside, which is actually the worst that could have happened. You really don't want that. That's one of the reasons why this base is so good in terms of Itsu's own words, because it really hurts you in the sense that it really, you know, takes your entire army composition on the outside, and you know that can create a lot of friction whenever you're trying to funnel. In this case, that's what happened to me. I've also not used this attack strategy in like a month, two months maybe even, and I pretty much just swagged the warden ability, so you know that's not ideal. And I'm actually going to use the hog puppet in the core right there just to get the most amount of value from that. Now we can freeze down here. I think that's a very good freeze. Since the Town Hall is upgrading, we're not going to get that. Nothing is, you know, targeting it. We still have a rage and an invis. I'm going to rage over here on this last compartment, which actually is going to hurt us. But we can actually, we can maybe do it like this. That's actually really good. We're going to get everything inside. Now what do we want to do? What do we want to do? Do we want to invis the Inferno? No, we want to wait a second. Now we want to invis. That's a really good invis. There we go. We still have the Queen fully healthy. A lot of Hog Riders that you know, misses their Hogs, still leaving or jumping around on the outside base, and now it's just the Town Hall. So yeah, a really strong attack strategy. You can do a lot of things wrong and still have a very successful attack. The funnel is kind of key, and getting the value with the hero dive, obviously, as you see here, that kind of did not go as well, but we also had a Town Hall that was down, so we didn't take much damage from that. Now I actually wanted to show you guys the replay that we had, the fail that we actually got in the Clan War League, sorry. And as you see, we are using the Hog Rider strategy. We use that for the entirety of the CWL tournament, and we are looking at this base, and essentially what it came down to was trying to send in the Root Riders towards this Wizard Tower and Archer Tower, and then the Queen, she could get this area over here with the siege barracks. So we're sending in the RC right here, and with a couple of barbs to take down that area, because we want her to go for the multi-archer. We did not get the Fox inside of the invisibility spell, and that actually ends up costing us the Fox, and in return that is might also be one of the reasons why we fail. Didn't get as much value. She lost too much health. She dies early in the battle, and that, you know, is really bad. Now we're sending in the Ice Golem, some super barbs, and then the Queen and a siege barracks. We also put a skeleton spell down to distract the monolith. There we go, and a wall break in to hopefully see if we can get things to go inside there. Cocoa Balloons, Root Riders, Warden King, everything is in. And from here, we're basically hoping to go in towards the town hall. Now you can see that things are very well spread out besides up here. And one of the things we use the overgrowth for is actually funneling. We want to funnel the root riders in a direction that makes sense. Right here, the sweeper actually make it so that we go towards the left side area, you can see. And that makes for a very, very poor funneling. So I'm actually overgrowthing only 2 defenses, which is really, really poor. And yeah, we also use the king ability. That was actually kind of good. We have everything going on the outside, but we cannot take down this single target inferno, so that is also bad. So you can start to see that a lot of things has to come together to actually fail with this strategy, but it actually ends up being the case that a lot of things do go wrong that shouldn't have gone wrong. And so we're just going to speed through this 4 times. You can see things start to fizzle out. It's actually close that we get this infernal tower, and that could also have been one of the things that could have made the difference, but we do end up with a 94% 2-star, so very, very close, but obviously not what we were looking for. Big congrats to the team who actually ended up getting first place, which please, they did phenomenal. They actually got a lot of 44 wars, which means that they only had 1 fail, 1 2-star. So yeah, big props to those guys. They did amazing. Good job on them. We unfortunately were not going to advance this time around. Hopefully next month we will be ready to go for the first place and get into Champions 1. That is it, guys, for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I really appreciate it. If you've gotten this far into the video and you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. I really appreciate you all, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.